As Sophia ascended from the ancient catacombs, she emerged at the feet of an enormous creature, a beast of kind she'd never seen before, with a fat, stubby tail, no ears to be seen, and a vile, stinking slobber dripping from his diseased jowls. Several rats circled about him, throwing down their collected loot at his feet like sacrifice to some heathen shrine, all the while simpering and falling for his approval and being beat as often as they were congratulated. At each interaction, they'd speak his name like a curse. Scum Snout. So this was the leader of their raiding party, and Sophia could see why. He towered over his minions and wielded the gigantic mace as if it were a twig. A fleck of his wrist and any nearby rat would crumble or sail into the nearest wall. He was a monster if ever such a word applied, and he knew it full well.
Welcome back to The Lost Legend of Redwall, the Scout. We are now on the 4th chapter of Act 1, which is the Wearet? I want to say Wearet, but it's not spelled as Wearet. So I think it's Wearet. That's so hard to say. We're going to move past it. So let us begin. Somebody does not sound good at all. Make your way around to Liam.
Sophia? Is that you?
What?
Oh, it is!
Liam! What happened? Are you alright? Oh, if I get my paws on that scurvy, disgusting rat that did this to you, I'll...
Oh my gosh, I was not expecting this. Now I'm gonna cry. Okay.
Liam, you look hurt. Tell me what's wrong.
No, it's nothing really. Just a bite-to-meal picnic. But I must say, I don't feel quite well. Sort of woozy and grey.
Is picnic supposed to be code word for something else? I mean, it looks like by his picture over there that he got bit in the neck, but his little picnic, you know, I'm just... Okay, we're gonna walk past that.
That thing. It was no rat, to be sure. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's towering, it's foul. I nearly took my arm off lest I walloped him in the jowls. Oh, Sophia, you have to get away from here before he scents you.
Nothing will keep me from you. Not even a grangy monstrosity. Remember the vows we prepared? Not mountain, nor sea, nor raging storm. I don't need a vow and a ceremony to seal my promise to you, Liam Rivermouse.
He's a killer, Sophia, not a storm.
Oh my gosh, that is so... Oh, that makes me want to cry. Holy moly, I was not expecting this to jump out at me at this chapter. Okay.
Look here, I am a scout now, and I have a job to do. So you just sit tight. I'll be here shortly.
Oh, Scout. So you survived the fiery ring of devastation?
Oh, Liam.
Why did they make the quest of talking to Liam optional? Wasn't that like our whole like kind of quest there after we got away from the party was to find Liam? So why would talking to him be an optional thing? That doesn't make sense to me. Well, I'm smelling some fish. Are we in the sewers? It looks like it. So is he just hiding out here, or was he, like, put here? Who knows? But now...
No matter what, I must stay out of sight. No light and no noise. Silent as the night I'll be.
Oh no, silence was never my best virtue.
All right, Daisy, my soul girl, this is it. The sergeant will return any minute now. Best have a good show of spoils. I've got the victuals, the valuables, and even a few weapons I scored down in those dreadful catacombs. When he sees what bounty I've managed, he'll see I'm the obvious choice for new sergeant when he offs Cheese Thief and takes his rightful place as second in command. Then all is left is to wait until he slips up, leaving me his position, and I'll never have to lift a paw against some fearsome brute. Brilliant I am. Greybones, any news from Plagueface?
Well, she had a lot to say. Do I... Yep, I climb under. Oh, there's some lore. Found lore item, fishing tips. So, oh. I always want to hit the options button, but it's actually the big middle button for this stuff. Finding the right bait is the biggest challenge of fishing. A neat cast and a well-crafted net only get a fisher beast so far. There are the usual baits of worms or bits of fish, but not every beast is comfortable casting out these little folk. In my recent meeting with Larkspur, I realized that I hadn't given this matter any thought. Through much experimenting, I believe to have found the best substitutes. For one, you can use a bit of bread. It floats nicely and mimics the way a fly dances on the surface. For deeper fish, I find a bit of cheese will do the trick. The smellier, the better. A fine use for old and moldy bits, if I do say. You know, they always say that the smellier cheese tastes a whole lot better, which from my French class that I took in high school, we always had a bunch of like French cheeses, and my teacher always said that to me. And as we started tasting cheeses and through the rest of the time of me just eating a bunch of cheese, that is actually true.
Oi! Where's that soggy excuse for a cannon brute swing pole?
Don't be asking me. I've been with you the whole time. For all I know, he lit his own tail on fire and is riding that old stream down to the bay.
Oi, pay to see that, I would. But I doubts we's that lucky. Fool probably found a small feast, licking his smug whiskers up there.
Even that farmhouse ain't got but raw potatoes. I doubt that wee hovel was rich with buttered scones and brambleberry jam. Oh, speaking of which, I'm starving. When's we leaving this crummy town?
Doubt old Mangefly could be letting us leave without swing pole. He had too many gold teeth in that empty head to be leaving unfinded.
I almost forgot to turn my microphone back on, but what was that scent? Wearet? What is Wearet? Oh look, we got cave dwellings, fish. Cave dwellings, oh my gosh, cave markings. Holy moly. Who's gonna be here?
The spoils.
Well, isn't he just a nice old chap? Looks like nothing else is in here. And out we go. A house? Houses? You know, I've been noticing the more I play this game and with all the accents in here, I start developing the accent too. And as I go back through editing the videos and kind of rewatching stuff, I notice that it comes out more and more and more, and it's just funny to me that I just keep adapting the accent when I don't have one myself. Apples? I want to make sure I don't miss anything at all, because I have definitely... It doesn't look like there's anything in this here. What is this? Oh, nothing, I guess.
Bloodwhelp, I'm surprised I am. Thought you may have been gobbled up by a monstrous spider down in the catacombs.
Ah, it'd take more than a little spider to stop Bloodwhelp. Why, I'd wager I'd take a whole lot of them. Especially if it were to rescue my darling Daisy Mace.
Good to hear, lad. Because there'll be an itsy-bitsy spider on your cuff just there.
Yeah! Get off! Die!
My mistake. Or just a bit of fuzz. Oh, brave warrior.
What a rotten trick.
Aye, but it'd be more rotten to tell a stuttering fib to your commanding officer. So turn your bum tail right around and get looting before I tells Daisy Mace about your dirty little secret. Where have you been all night, anyhow?
Playface took half a crew to meet Rum Runner at the local tavern, and I took the other half and raided the grain yards and fish house.
Sounds like a rotten deal to me. You do something to earn the bosun's hire?
Were I that suggested, actually.
And why would you turn down drinking and drowning in fresh ale for a gimp job like that?
Well, I heard Daisy Mace were heading a raiding party near that ring.
So that's how it is, eh? Fancy the foppish, do you?
Don't you be calling Daisy names now. I'll have your tongue for such offence.
Ha! I'd like to see you try. If only to have a good excuse for sinking a glass shard into your gimpy gizzards. But seeing how Sergeant could be back any moment, I says we call it a draw and get back to work.
Okay, that's not okay. Do not make fun of being afraid of spiders, because those things can kill you. Even the smallest one could kill you. Like, they are creepy. They are very creepy. I hate spiders. Like, I will stand and sit across my room, because it's in the basement, so spiders I deal with all the time. Like, it'll be across my room on the wall, and I'll be chucking things at it, like books, shoes, anything I can get my hands on, I'm throwing it at it because I don't want to go near it. I'll scream for my parents to kill a spider because I hate them.
Do I smell peppercorns on your breath?
No, not me, sir. I will. Oh, what I mean is, a scup's out, Sergeant, sir.
We found all the mail, but back on the spider thing, like, I went down to my grandmother's and she lives in Oklahoma, and they have like monstrous spiders. A shovel? Why can't I have a shovel to dug through the void ball? Anyways, they have monstrous spiders. Like, these spiders could eat a small child, I'm sure. Like, there was one on her deck making a web, and I kind of freaked out. Like, it was kind of cool watching it make a web, and it was between me and a door. It was outside, so I mean, it was okay. But they are huge, and then she was telling me that they have little baby tarantulas, and I was like, why did I even come down to see you? I'm going to die because they're going to kill me. So, okay, now that we're off this, wrong button again, we're gonna read our mail. Brother's code from Picaro. Is this supposed to... Am I supposed to unscramble that word over there? Let's read this. To Jeb. Dear brother, I have happened upon Mother's things hidden within the catacombs. I came across the old Ogam cipher page in her records. Remember how you used to use that secret code with your mole friends so I couldn't find your hideout? Oh, I know I was such a brat back then, throwing a fine tantrum, but I laugh now. Such a simple language I could have learned in a day, but of course now that I've committed the page to heart, you can no longer hide the secret tunnels from me. In fact, I filled them with a little code of my own. But alas, I can't say I've much faith in ever being ruled out, but the family heirloom awaits the talented puzzler who should somehow take the challenge. We are the last of our clan, no dibbins of our own to inherit the thing, but it deserves more than a false spent rotting alone with me in my cavern hole. I wish you'd come. Pickerel, star thistle. Oh no, I'm supposed to. Pickle is me. Pickle is me hero. Oh, it's just all spelled. It's just all spelled backwards. I'm not going to outrule it yet because there's some tricky things that they hide in these for where caches and stuff are. So, Stardust Cider. Oh no. Okay, dearest Florina Borogrove, best regards this icy winter season. Sometimes I swear my old bones are ready to move south to the warmth of the desert, but then I miss the greenery of home, the light the light pitter-patter of rain, even the gentle slush of snow as it piles outside the mantle. I was having a think on that poem you wrote when last I visited. The image of being warm for the winter always makes me crave a good hot cup of, well, anything, really. I find myself taken with a new mix of juiced apple, honey, and spices. Apple cider. That sounds so good right now. A few foxes passed through town serving this stuff using this strange orange fruit I'd never seen before. Oh, but the flavor was just divine. Tart and sweet all at once, mixing quite nice with the apple, but goodness, they wanted a paw and a tail for them in trade. Through some dabbling in the kitchen, I found tart berries are a fine substitute. What would the fruit that they're talking about? Is it just an orange? Or what other orange fruits are there? Mandarin oranges? Those are still oranges. I don't know. So 12 Jill's juiced apple, 1 Jill honey, a pot or 2 to flavour of nutmeg, cinnamon, clove. You also fancy a sprig of sage or thyme for that herby flair of medicinal healing. One of those orange fruits just about fills cup poles, so I used around that much of berries. Heat the apple with the berries and spices alone first. This will marry the flavors but have such a strange texture. Give it a good boil before using a straining spoon to skip off the gunk. After that, add the honey and keep on a low heat till all that dissolves and leaves you a fine sweet drink. Anyhow, if you find yourself free this winter, we'd be delighted for you, a little mimsy, to come and visit again, but as it stands, I don't ever want to leave my bed, let alone the burrow, and I wouldn't blame you to do the same. You know what? I might take a picture of this. Actually, I'm going to. I kind of want to try to see if this recipe actually works and is, like, really good. Okay, so I'll test that out. Because, you know, you never know. Do I really need to crawl across this board? It doesn't look like there's any, like, water or anything. Oh, no. Oh. Finders keepers, a raw tooth. What kind of thing is that? Oh my goodness. I'm wondering if these cave drawings mean anything. Because that line... The line is the same as what was on... But are we already in the tunnels that he was already saying? Oh, I don't know. Let's keep going. Oh, I made my way to Liam. Is there anything else around here? Okay, nothing at that window. Okay. Seriously, that was the whole entire level? But we got everything, and that went pretty fast. That was mostly just listening in on conversations. Was a fly on the wall. Or fly in the... But you know what? That's okay. I am refreshed about a very fast level. And we got everything in one run, so I will see you all again later. Bye-bye.